welcome! My name is Carol Gonzalez and I'm here to help you and guide you become the best ESL tutor that you can be. So in my previous video, I had talked about the advantages of teaching online. One of them being the extra time that you have, the money that you save, and how easy it is to have it as a side hustle, as a plan B, or if you're in a country where the dollar has a strong presence, you can definitely use it as your main job. Now, let's say that you have decided to get on board with a company, preferably Cambly or Cambly Kids, because these are companies that are good to get started in the online education world, as they provide one-on-one sessions and lesson materials. But if you've decided to get on board with another company, that's fine. This video will help you either way. So today we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts and what to expect on your first lesson with kids. As I had mentioned before, one of the things that I love about online teaching is just how flexible the schedule is and how much extra time you have to either eat a good meal before you start, preview your lessons, see what you're going to be doing for that day. So what I usually do is before I get started, I check who I'm going to have a lesson with, what is the lesson about, what are the lesson materials, and I personally like to prepare with my lessons. Just do a quick scan or a quick preview of what we're learning that day and make sure that I accomplish the core learning objectives. Preferably as new ESL tutors, we have gotten on board with a company that provides the lesson materials and we have only one student in this session. Usually the lesson materials are anything between 14 to 22 slides, and I like to preview them so that when I'm in class and I have this student in front of me and I can listen to them and see them, I can edit it down either for time or edit it down because, it's too easy for them, or edit it down just because maybe they're not really interested in a certain activity. So we can go ahead and skip it. Just always remember to include the core learning objectives for that day. Before you get started, make sure your internet connection is stable and that your audio and video is looking good enough. You can use the Zoom test room as a way to check your video settings and your audio settings, and also to check your internet stability. Now, if you're on board with Cambly, before you start tutoring, you have to go through the Cambly dashboard, which is just a quick test to see how your connection is, your audio, and your video is, and making sure that you have a neat, quiet background and that you have no problems to be able to start your class. And if you're on board with a company that allows you to message students before the lesson, let them know that you are there, that you look forward to meeting them. This will either remind them that they have a session with you, so there's no, possibility of a no-show, or this just lets them know that you are ready, you're online, and you have this wonderful messaging etiquette, which is very important when teaching online. Most of the time, all sessions will start out smoothly with a little kid's face eagerly waiting to meet you and waiting to start, with the occasional sibling or parent popping up to say hi or just to see what's up. But should things not go as planned, don't let frustration creep up on your face. It's fine to feel frustrated, we're all humans, but just don't let it show. Be calm, always be reassuring, and have a smile on your face. If you're starting to have connection problems and you know it's on their side, let them know, send them a message. Give them options, get closer to the Wi-Fi, move to a laptop or a tablet, or ask them to change to another location in the house. This sometimes helps. Let them reconnect, and the session should get started or continue where it left off. When we're having connection issues or our student is having connection issues, it's mostly on their side. Communication is key. Always let them know that you are there, you are waiting for them, and that everything is okay, that you'll wait for them as long as you need to. If minutes have now been ticking away and you really haven't gotten anything done, the best thing that you can do is, again, stay calm and never ever leave the session. Stay in the classroom, stay in class, don't ever leave. Because sometimes in between those brief moments we have a connection and we leave, we don't want our students, especially true beginners, to suddenly feel like they've done something wrong or it's their fault, especially with kids, right? So we want to make sure that we're there, we're smiling, and we're waiting. Now, in the worst case scenario, time has passed by and we didn't have our session. Don't worry. Make sure that you can contact them afterwards if you can, or in the case of Cambly, you can send a message to the student and let them know that it's okay, they can reschedule, and that you hope that the next session we don't run into any problems. This is very important to reassure them that they did nothing wrong, it wasn't their fault, and they can definitely see you again if they so desire. In the case of companies where you can't really contact the students afterwards, you can send it in the feedback that they had technical issues and you could not have a lesson with them. If you notice it's on your side, also communicate with your student. Let them know that you're going to restart your modem, reconnect to the Wi-Fi, or restart your computer or restart the browser. Again, always let them know what's going on. Now, if everything goes well, it's super important to relax. You're the teacher here, and even if you may be shaking inside, on the outside, we have to look like the friendliest and most calm person ever. So first of all, breathe in deep, relax, everything's going to be okay. Now, the second thing that you have to remember is, because sometimes we're nervous or a little anxious because it's our first class, we tend to go too fast or speak too fast. So we want to structure it with 3 to 5 minutes for introductions, like, hi, how are you? What's your name, if it's a new student, or if it's a regular student, how was your day? What did you do? How do you feel? What did you eat? Questions like that. Then we want to dedicate the next 8 to 10 minutes to core learning objectives, be that vocabulary and grammar. Then the next 8 to 10 minutes for exercises, just to make sure that they actually understood what we learned. And finally, 5 minutes for a quick review, if we can, and our goodbyes. That's kind of the basic structure that we use for any class that's in between 25 to 30 minutes. Now, Cambly and Cambly Kids don't require any lesson preparation. In the case of Cambly Kids, the kids are already enrolled in a course appropriate for their level, and most of the lessons are pretty easy on the teacher side and intuitive to follow along, that, they're not really going to tell if you're prepared or not. They're pretty easy. And it's not really required. You can just jump in and start your lesson without a problem. Hopefully, as a new ESL tutor, you have decided to get on board with a company that provides one-on-one sessions. Having one-on-one sessions is a really awesome way to build a rapport with students and have a really nice, teacher-student relationship. Most of the kids will be usually in a quiet place, either in a room or in the dining room or in their own room. And maybe you'll see a parent pop up or a sibling. And don't worry, that's okay. Don't get nervous. On the contrary, if a parent is there, it's your opportunity to let your personality shine through, and it makes the parents feel safe. I've had experiences where maybe the parent was present for about 4 or 5 sessions. They saw that I was a consistent, nice teacher. I made them laugh, or I gave them fun trivia or games if we had time after classes, that later the parents would just leave me alone with their kids. Now, this is usually the norm, but just remember, You're here to educate and teach a language. You're not here to be a nanny. So in another video, I will be addressing how to communicate with the parents and let them know that their presence is required for their child to pay attention and to focus. In the case of younger children or true beginners, use TPR. So what is TPR? It means total physical response. We'll be talking about this in another video. So when you see your kid's face pop up, start with a soft hi and a soft hello. And again, be genuine. Let that smile reach your eyes. The first thing that you want to do is say your name, right? And say that it's very nice to meet them. Now, you can kind of see what level they are at by asking questions like, how old are you? Where are you from? What is your favorite color? 1 or 2 follow-up questions will show a genuine interest, and that'll help them become less shy or get confident, and that helps a lot for when we continue on with our lesson. Asking follow-up questions, it lets them know that we're genuinely interested in knowing who they are. After all, they are also humans, and they're just little humans with interests and dislikes of their own. So, your session is over. It was a complete success. Both you and your student felt very happy after that. What now? So this is the importance of post-session etiquette, or simply messaging etiquette as I call it. Send a message to your student if you can. Give them feedback. Let them know that they had really good pronunciation, that they had really good answers, excellent comprehension, good writing skills. Give them feedback, encourage them. Hopefully this video has helped you know the do's, the don'ts, and what to expect on your first lesson. And just to remind you from previous video, it's really important to be professional at all times, be well-groomed, have a kind and genuine smile, and overall, let your personality shine through. Parents are going to love you, and before you know it, you're going to be having session after session, reservations raining in on you, and in no time, you'll feel the nervousness go away. Hopefully this video has helped you get an idea of the do's, don'ts, and what to expect on your first session with kids. So if you haven't had your first session, but you're already on board and you have any comments or questions, let me know down below. Or if you've already had your first session and you want to talk about a hiccup or give another suggestion that you may not have heard in this video, go ahead and comment below. Thanks a lot, toodles, take care, and see you in our next video. Bye!